Good morning, friends and family. God bless you, each and every one of you. Today, I'm going to be sharing chapter 2 of Dr. Scott Bitcon's books called Satan's Rules. Chapter 2, the heading of it is Healing the Broken Heart. And then it has in quotes, altars. And the question is, what is an altar? So let's explain this a little bit through chapter 2. When we're talking about healing the broken heart, we're talking about what we call in the deliverance ministry an altar. An altar is a wounded part of the soul. We are a three-part being, body, soul, and spirit. The spirit is what's born again. Your body is your physical body, and your soul, oversimplified, is your mind, your will, and your emotions. So when we get hurt bad enough that we can't cope with something, we disassociate. When we disassociate, we just kind of go away in our mind. And that going away creates a tiny split or a wound in our soul. And if you get hurt many times, you can have many of these splits. So when we get one of these wounds, instantly demons enter. And this is where they torment us. And this is where they stay until the wound is 100% healed, all the way down to the very root. Now, the medical community has many names for these wounded parts of our soul, which would be bipolar, multiple personality disorder, dissociative, hope I'm pronouncing that right, dissociative identity disorder, alternate personalities, PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, borderline personality disorder. These are all just wounds, but different manifestations of wounds. So the slang term alter comes from the term alternate personalities. I hate the term alter because it causes confusion. So when I'm speaking to a client, I just call them wounded parts. And in this ministry, we will heal them and treat them all the same. We're focused on the wounds because healing the wounds is the key to defeating the enemy and achieving total freedom. And then as we close chapter 2, Scott was asked a question here. Scott, can all mental illness be attributed to these wounds and demons? And the answer to that as we close is, Scott said, I've observed that a great majority of mental illness is from being wounded and the torment that the demons inflict on the wounds. Some mental illnesses are birth defects, some are damage that is done by drugs and alcohol, and some are damage from physical accidents, and some are actually physical damage done by the demons themselves. And that completes chapter 2. And I'm going to go through every single chapter so that those of us who need to know can have more understanding than we've ever had before, that we might be the ones that Jesus has called us to be and go out and set the captives free. The more understanding we have, the better we can deal with helping others, and the more that we can help ourselves even, actually. I'd like to remind you, once again, I might have reminded you on chapter 1, I cannot remember, but Dr. Scott Bitcon will be doing a live stream on the 25th of July at let's see, I believe it was 3 p.m. Arizona time, which would be locally in Illinois. Southern Illinois would be 5 p.m. So I'll be streaming on Facebook, and also streaming on Periscope. And I just want to encourage you to take the time out and to attend this live conference, or it's probably not a conference, but this live stream. And receive what you can receive. Receive knowledge, receive healing, receive deliverance yourself. You know, some of us, there are people that need deliverance and they don't even know they need it. But you know what? All of us should have the goal in mind that we want to be totally and completely 100% the Lord's person. Sold out to Him 100%. We don't want any... we don't need the wounds, that's for sure. We don't need the demons, that's for sure. So step up to the plate, take a little bit of time out on this particular Sunday and sit in on this live stream and see what the Lord has to say. And anything that I'm sure that God has to say to you will stand out very much so, and you'll be able to, you know, grasp that, whatever the Lord is trying to show us. I definitely do believe that the Lord is trying to bring us to the place that we will be knowledgeable enough to set the captives free. And there are men and women that have went before us that, like Scott, who know so much more than we do, that have done thousands and thousands of deliverances. And not only that, he's trained, I think last time I heard was like 900 people in the area of deliverance. So he's done a lot of training, and he's done a lot of deliverances as well. All right, I'm going to close here, and I will do chapter 3 tomorrow. After I do this, I'm going to speak on a generational curse of abortion, and this came off of Scott's site also. And for your information, any one of us can go to his site and see what he has posted there. Everything is free. He has video training there and teachings. The things that I'm reading you came off his website. This is his material. So in saying that, I'm going to close here, and I'm going to do one more video on the generational curse of abortion.